Hi there guys, welcome back to a new video. Today's video is going to be my personal approach on how I pass funded challenges. Hopefully if you are watching this, you are someone either that is currently on with a challenge or you are someone who is going to take it. By the end of this video, you are going to understand the things that you need to take into consideration if you are about to do a challenge, and this is what has been proven and that works for me personally. So first of all, very quickly, I'm just going to go over funded accounts themselves. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, again, everyone knows what they are. So funded accounts allow you to trade with larger capital. This is something that a lot of people struggle with. If you've only got a £500 live account, even with a 10% month, you're looking at what, 50 quid? It's just going to take you so long to build that up. You've got risk-free trading because it's with their capital. So the only thing that is actually at risk is the fee that you pay for the evaluation. But after your first payout, you will get that back anyway. So it's fine. You've then got the profit sharing, which is literally just a follow on from the risk-free trading. Depending on the people you trade with, you're looking at 80 or 90% of all profits made will be taken back to you. And that's obviously a good incentive for anyone looking to do a challenge. And then finally, you've got no need to fund your own account. Now, I would always personally say that on the side of your funded account, it's always good to fund your own account. Main reason being is that if that funded account was to go for whatever reason, you still have money there to trade. So whether it's taking out profits from your funded accounts and putting them in your live, absolutely fine. Or alternatively, it's just looking at just building that over time so that eventually your live account becomes the same size as your funded account. So first thing that we need to take into consideration is the strategy you are trading and the data behind it. So for me, the biggest thing is, have you got a proven working strategy? You're not just gambling with it. Have you got a strategy that you have traded live, you've back tested, and that you know works and gives you an edge within the market? If the answer is yes, then great. That's the first step done. If the answer is no, then that's something that you do need to look at. Obviously, I do teach the community the strategy. So if you click the link below, if you don't have a working strategy, by all means, I would be happy for you to trade mine. Next step, have you back tested? Have you got the live data to support taking the challenge? So if I'm back testing, I've got usually minimum a year's worth of data with the strategy that I trade. I've actually got about 4 years data. So I know that over the past 4 years, my strategy has been consistent and I know the best ways to trade it. Following on from that, your back testing is going to give you the confidence when it comes to taking the trades. Are you confident within yourself that you can trade? If the answer is yes, then great. And another thing to take into consideration is, are you confident that that back-tested data that you have got, are you confident that you can match that when it comes to the live market? Can you stick to your rules? Are you someone who the back-tested data looks great, you go into the live markets and then there's nothing? That's something else that you do need to take into consideration. So sticking to your rules and trading the same as your data is a big thing within the market. And obviously, if you are taking a challenge, it's something you need to take into consideration. The next one is going to be all around our risk. I personally, when I'm taking a challenge, am I going to do 2 to 2.5% risk per trade? The reason being is that I know that my win rate is high and it supports risking that much. If you are someone trading on a lower time frame or something like that, you might want to obviously lower your risk because you know you're going to get more trades. But I know that if I'm taking between 5 and 10 trades a month, risking 2% a trade is more than enough, assuming that obviously I have a good month. So we've gone over the win rate. If your win rate's high, that supports risking more. If your win rate is low, then going high risk is going to basically be gambling. Okay? Following on from the data on the last slide, do you know what your stop loss and take profit is going to be on each trade? Your data should support that. Your data should tell you where your stop loss should be, where your take profit should be, and then following that, you're obviously going to be able to use that, implement it into the markets, and then that will affect your risk. So the biggest thing that I would say is that Having a set plan before you enter the challenge is always going to put you in a better situation and a better scenario than not. Next step, we're going to go over the mindset. So this is pretty much the biggest thing for me. Are you gambling? Are you seriously approaching this challenge thinking that you can pass it? Or are you thinking, hopefully I pass it? If you go to the challenge and approach it with the mindset of, well, if I pass, I pass, if I don't, I don't, then are you gambling? You should be confident within the strategy that you are trading. And then also following that, that's going to then go into the markets, because you're going to just end up breaking your rules if you're gambling and taking trades that aren't good. The second step, which is also, I think, something that people don't really take into consideration, are you in a good mind space right now? Have you got things going on outside of your trading which is going to affect your trading? Are you in a good place mentally? You're happy, you've not got much going on outside of trading, and you can focus on this and get it done? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, ask yourself, is that going to affect your trading? The next step is going to be, can you afford the challenge? This is another thing that people don't take into consideration. If you've got £500 in your bank and that is all your savings, going to buy a 50k challenge for £300 isn't going to be the best thing you can do. Getting a lower size challenge is obviously going to be great. If you're onto your last £1,000 in your bank and you buy 100k FTMO and that loses, that's just going to set you back. I would always say, if you can afford a challenge, I would buy the challenge that you can either buy 2 or 3 times, so that it gives you the ability to, obviously, if one fails, if there's just a bad couple of weeks in the market, then you can buy another, and then hopefully that one goes a little bit better. So don't spend all your money on the challenge you can, maximum afford. Split that money up into pots and then do multiple challenges is something I would say. The last thing that I want to go over is personality traits. So are you someone who is impatient? Are you someone who is too patient? And then you need to take that into consideration when it comes to the trades you're taking. If you are very patient and your strategy doesn't give much kind of ideas day to day, then maybe you want to obviously just make sure that your personality can withstand that. And then also you're in a position to up the risk when needed. If you are someone who is impatient and you know that you can't sit on your hands when the market is slow, then obviously you need to just sit back and think, you know what, I need to take the best trades that fits my data. My personality is that I am impatient, so that means that you need to take that into consideration when it comes to actually taking trades. And then when you're in a rut, the thing that I like about my strategy is that you can set your trades in the morning and then you are done for the day. I don't need to monitor them. I don't need to look at anything in terms of the news, because I've already done that. So that my personality is a very relaxed and patient person, is that I can then transfer that into the markets, wait for the best trades, and if there's no trades that day, I am happy to not take the trade. So I'm hopeful that a few people have taken something from this video and things that you need to consider when taking a challenge. As I mentioned in the middle of the video, if you are someone struggling with a strategy at the minute and you would like to obviously learn mine, click the link in the bio. I'll be more than happy to help. Any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you